Hello, everyone. I am the All-Seeing-EYEM with a collective love message. The first card out is Justice. So what I feel with the Justice card is that karmic relationships in your life are coming to an end. You're not entertaining any type of toxic connections or anything that's not in alignment with who you are now or who you're becoming. I feel you are committed to the truth and want nothing but honesty. And when you find honesty in another, it's something that you value very much. You know, this could be because you've been lied to in the past. So you truly value communication, open, honest communication, and a connection and transparency. There's fairness being delivered to you. I hear justice is being served. So you will be in a relationship that is aligned with who you are. And even if you're not fully or wholly that person yet, you know, you're on your way. You're making strides towards becoming this new and improved version of yourself, I'm hearing. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. So I feel like some of you are in this energy of abundance. You know, you're very rich and wealthy. This can be in more ways than one, not just materially and financially set, but also rich in spirit. You have a very nurturing energy, a very calming and soothing type of energy that you give off to other people. You're very much a caretaker with the Queen of Pentacles. You take care of what's yours and who is your responsibility to take care of. If you're a parent, for example, we have the Knight of Cups. So there is some kind of romantic gesture offer that's on its way in. This came up in the reading I did the other day, I believe, where it talked about how a person views you. So they may see this nurturing side of you and really admire, adore, and appreciate that about you. And in terms of like your qualities and characteristics, you're very much a caretaker. So they see that and they acknowledge it. The Knight of Cups has something to say, has something to share as it relates to his feelings and the love that he possesses. This could be a newer connection. It's not necessarily, or someone coming into your energy. Let's see what else comes out. We have the Four of Swords. This is something that, or someone that you've prayed for. You know, I feel like you've gone to God, Source, Universe, whoever, you know, you identify as the creator, and you've prayed, you know, in private about the life that you want and the person, you know, that you want to be. I feel like you've prayed on manifesting what it is that you want in your life. You've prayed for peace and you've prayed for truth. You know, again, it feels like you may have experienced deception, and that's what makes you value truth so highly. Is, you know, you just want someone to be upfront with you about what's going on, what they feel, how they feel. And there's someone that's coming with some kind of offer of love, some kind of romantic gesture. Their cup overflows with love for you. They feel as though you're a gift to them and want to give you the gift of love. I also get that, you're just used to, like, you take care of yourself for sure, but you're just so used to taking care of other people that, you may come off to other people as very selfless. Maybe you don't seem as if, you invest a lot of time, attention, or energy into yourself or what's important to you on a personal level. I mean, you may have that balance where you're able to do both, but I feel like you put a lot into caring for other people. But someone wants to show you love, give you back the same kind of love that you're giving out, that just pours so freely from you. The Three of Cups and the Five of Wands here. This energy comes off as a friendship. Like you have a friendship in someone you can relate to, someone you can relax with, someone that makes you feel comfortable, and who you can laugh with, and you may have inside jokes with, and are able to really just let your hair down with and be who you are with. That's the kind of love that you're attracting in, is a friend too, not just a romantic partner, but someone that you can be cool with. And maybe, relationships in the past for you have been more serious or have taken a more serious tone, or maybe transformed into that. Maybe they started out lighthearted and then became a little less free feeling or happiness inducing. But I feel like with this Five of Wands energy, you're not wanting to fight anymore. You don't want to fight for your place or position in anyone's life. And that could be a factor. Perhaps you were in a situation with someone else where, you were in secret competition with another person and didn't even know. Or if there was never any kind of commitment made in a situation with someone, a romantic situation, perhaps you were competing with other energies. If your person was talking to other people, dating other people, or, take it how it fits. Don't try to force it, though. For some of you with the Eight of Swords here, you've gone through this period of feeling stuck and stagnant and pretty much a prisoner of your thoughts. This could have been brought about by someone else, causing you to think more than necessary and feel trapped in those thoughts about them or the situation, where there was competition or you perceived there to be some competition. Perhaps you just felt like you were competing for your person's attention. Maybe communication between you and that person was sporadic. So you may have been thinking, oh, who could they be entertaining, if they're not talking to me, but then you hear from them. The Fool is here. So some of you are needing to just start over, start fresh, and allow this new energy to come in, this romantic type love, this friendship type energy with a person that you share love with. There's some kind of new journey that you need to embark on. There's somewhere you're going where you'll not need a lot. 10-10 on the timer. You could be traveling in a new direction in favor of this more free feeling type of love versus a struggle kind of love where you've existed more in your mind than in your reality because you've had so many things to think about. The person you were with gave you so many things to think about. And I don't feel like it was a relationship. I feel like it was a situationship, really. There were no titles. The Hermit is here. So some of you, have gone within or needing to go within for answers, to trust your wisdom, trust what it is that you know to be true. I mean, the High Priestess isn't here saying trust your intuition, but, if your intuition is telling you that, something's off, then, and this may be causing you to want to separate yourself from other people and be to yourself, because maybe you feel like you're the only person you can trust. And like it came out in the beginning, you value truth so highly, you may have prayed for God to reveal to you who's in your life for a time and who's there, temporarily. And, for him to also expose to you any liars in your life or deceptive energies around you. And, that may have been illuminated in a situation with someone where the energy that they were investing in the connection with you was stretched. Like it was not just you that they were talking to, as other people too. That's what I get heavily with this. But you're walking away from that and something much better is coming in. You're listening to your inner guide and following a different path now. We have 3 cards. We have the World, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles. So with the World, this is a card that signifies completion, something coming to an end. But us being happy about this end, not being sad about it, maybe even celebrating an ending. Perhaps it's an ending that's a long time coming. You could be going through a divorce, and it could have been a long, arduous process. And, you're finally freeing yourself from a relationship that kept you stuck and stagnant. That wasn't truly what you wanted it to be or felt love should be. That's just a scenario, though. It doesn't have to necessarily be true of your situation, but sometimes that can bring relief, like getting out of a relationship or a marriage that's broken. You may celebrate that end, but with every ending comes a new beginning. So, whatever it is that you're being guided to do right now, trust that what's unfolding is meant to happen and it's leading you in the direction that you're supposed to go. 3 of Pentacles, this involves you teaming up with other people. So you're not going to be alone. You may feel alone now. You may be alone by choice with the Hermit, but on your path, you're going to encounter more people, and this may even be a chance to align with exactly who you need to work with in order to get, certain projects off the ground, or to have a certain level of success that maybe you couldn't have on your own. And it could be with a romantic partner. If this has to do, this does have to do with love, not if, but you may be not only do you have a friend in this person with the Three of Cups showing up in this partnership, and then the Three of Pentacles, so 3 and 3, that could be significant, the number 3. There's teamwork within the connection. So you're connecting with someone who you could be a team with. And I think that that matters to you too. We also have the Two of Pentacles here. So there's certain things that you could be juggling right now that, you know, are taking your attention right now. So you're not as focused on love or relationships or anyone in particular. But that may just be when this person comes in, and unexpectedly, when you're not looking, when you're not paying attention, you know, because you're focused on work, you're focused on family. It came up to that with the Queen of Pentacles, that you're a very nurturing individual, and that sometimes you may even, you know, invest more in other connections than you do in yourself or in what's important to you. But you're juggling all these things happily with not complaining, just doing what you got to do. And I think if anything, that just, you know, it's going to just attract even more of what you want into your fields, because, you know, you put the prayer out there, you know, for what it is that you want, and you give it time to manifest. We have the moon coming out, so some of you may be feeling as though you have deep feelings. I mean, it could be for a past person, it could be for a present person. You know, perhaps you're hiding feelings about someone, or there's someone in your life that's hiding feelings about you, what they truly feel with the moon. Why is the moon here, Spirit? Who could be hiding feelings? Why is the moon here, Spirit? Any indication? Oh, that's the why. So the Queen of Wands came out. So someone's hiding from you how attractive they view you, how confident they see you as being. Perhaps that even makes them a little fearful of coming forward with how they feel, because of your radiance and your, you know, your warmth. Maybe they feel like, you know, they're going to get burned or rejected. Burned like being too close to the sun is what I'm hearing. You know, they may be hiding these feelings about how beautiful they think you are, how attracted to you they are, and, you know, yeah, we have the King of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So the King of Cups, this could be someone's emotions towards you, how they feel about you. Very serious about what they feel, how they feel. Not afraid to express that. Very emotionally mature and grounded. This could be what you're looking for as well. Just someone that's emotionally available and not afraid to say how they feel. Perhaps you've walked away from connections in the past that haven't provided you with that kind of clarity. But you're definitely traveling away from, you could be actually traveling. Oh, wow. And then the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands is coming out under the Queen of Wands. So they're a match. You know, you're going to be connecting with someone who is very into you, very interested in you and what what you're about, who you are. You know, they're gonna love you for you. They're gonna get that courage up to come forward. I'll tell you that. They may feel a little intimidated right now, just based on the level of light, or the light that you shine and how bright it is. They may feel a little intimidated by that, or by you, but they're working up the nerve to come forward, and they're gonna come forward and say what they feel. But you are traveling away from difficult times, going toward calmer waters. So whatever problems you've been facing, or challenges that have arisen, you're moving away from. You're definitely, gonna get truth from a person like you've prayed for. You may have to hide yourself away for a little while and just, focus on yourself and what you have going on. I think that that's what you're doing anyway, but there's someone coming in or around that has very deep feelings for you. They think that you're very attractive, and they want to get closer to you, and they're gonna say that. This may be someone that's emotionally mature and stable, and they're able to just give you more than what you've had in the past, because you're walking away from past situations and you're not looking back. You're headed toward clearer waters, better, brighter days. And I'm trying to think if I want to pull any oracle cards. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be sure to leave my information in the description box so that you can contact me should you wish to book a personal. I am available for personal readings at this time. Please like, share, and subscribe while you're here. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me and my channel your love and your views. I do appreciate it. So we'll be posting again soon. Oh, that's my cue. Peace out, guys. Later.